It's week 2 in the National Valley League. Fresno City and Modesto are both coming off big wins last week. Which one of these teams will be in the driver's seat for a conference title run with a win tonight? You'll find out next. Hello everybody, I'm Chris Babcock, and welcome to Modesto Junior College Stadium for this matchup between Fresno City College Rams and the Modesto Junior College Pirates. This is the 47th game between these two teams. MJC has won 2 out of the last 3, including last season's 28-27 victory. However, Fresno owns the series with a 34-11-1 record. Thanks for streaming in on NorCal SportsTV, the streaming home of Modesto JC football this season. Fresno City is 4-2 and has won 2 in a row, including a big 42-14 win over Chabot in their conference opener. Their 2 losses are to College of San Mateo and American River, who Modesto lost to as well. They are looking to come to Modesto to knock off the defending Valley League champion Pirates tonight. Modesto JC is 3-3 and has won 3 games in a row. They are 1-0 in conference after getting the Pirates' first road win of the season at College of the Sequoias, 35-7. The defense held the Giants to 174 yards of total offense. Offensively, the Pirates rushed for 310 yards, but passed for only 47. That number has to improve if the Pirates want to defend their league title. And at the center of the field, referee Dan Birch and Fresno City will get the ball to start this ball game. Let's go to the coach's keys first for Fresno City College. Coach Cavilla's keys: keep Velasquez in the pocket. The Modesto JC quarterback is great at extending plays and picking up first downs with his feet. Key number 2, handle the Modesto JC tempo offense. This is the first opponent that Fresno City has faced that runs fast-paced tempo offense. And number 3, efficient on offense. Possessions could be limited, so important to take advantage of opportunities and remain balanced on offense. Now for our national anthem. And the keys for Modesto, Coach Stiver's keys. First of all, Bass and Velasquez for 100, and that's not a Jeopardy question. Coach Stiver stressed the importance of this week for those 2 to both rush for 100 yards. No turnovers. MJC has a -6 turnover ratio. Fresno is +4. And avoid the big pass play. Fresno throws to score. They'll run, and hit a play-action pass and go over the top. Saw that a lot in the practice film this week. Should be a great game. And the winner of this game will have a big feather in their cap as Laney, who was 2-0, defeated Sequoia last night 34-17. Next Saturday, Fresno City will host Laney, and Modesto will go to Chabot. So the winner of this game will have a big advantage towards a league title. As we mentioned, Laney over Sequoia 34-17 in games from last night. Diablo Valley College 27-13 over De Anza. Kicking off for Modesto in blue will be Donovan Bravo. Back deep, two lethal returners for Fresno City College. P.J. Jones and Anthony Stewart both have long touchdown returns this week, or not this week, well, they might, but this season. And when Fresno gets in office, Fresno is in white, they'll run a lot of varied sets. They'll look at a modern or a pro set with two tight ends, two receivers. They'll go a fullback, a tight end, and two receivers, and then immediately substitute out some wide receivers. And so we'll try to show you those substitutes as we're going through the game. Both teams 1-0 in conference, and Bravo to get us started. Short kick, and that'll be nice to set up a return for Fresno City. And Stewart brought out to tackle at the 24-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Offensive starters for Fresno. Quarterback is Trey McJunkin. He was 9 of 15 last week for 206 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. And Fresno will start out with a tight end and a fullback. You got Carter and Brox, and then they'll have wide receivers. They've got Stewart and Velasquez. Run up the middle, and Rob Luckett. And we'll get some shots of him during the game. It should be a good matchup between true freshman Vi Fishahi against the all-conference returning player, Big Rob Luckett. 2nd and 11 with Luckett's TFL, tackle loss, and then here's the substitutions for Fresno. Though 2nd and long, they're in a 4-wide set. A lot of time, little flat route, shallow cross, and he's got room to run. Anthony Stewart gets a big first down on the jet route that Jerry Rice made so famous with the 49ers. Just comes on the shallow cross all the way against the formation, and when the quarterback has enough time and he can step up in the pocket and let the receiver clear the hash marks, well, that's the result of a play and a big first down. And one of the keys, avoid the big plays first down-wise. Well, that's they're already in a situation now where they've given up a big pass play. 2 tight ends and a fullback and a single wide receiver for Fresno City. Kai Williams, who had 68 yards against Chabot last week with the 2-yard run. It'll be 2nd and long, and as you'll see at the top of your screen, various substitutes coming in. Brox is a tight end, Carter in the slot, Velasquez at the bottom of your screen, and Carter in motion. And we've got a procedure penalty. Dan Burt's the referee with the signal. It'll be 2nd and 13. Another score in Northern California. American River is leading Sac City 31-10 in the 3rd quarter. Sac City's undefeated. American River has 1 loss. Stewart in the slot. Velasquez to your left. The running back is Williams on the right of McJunkin. And the big fella, number 34, Mustafa Johnson, with his 5th sack of the season, shed the blocker and came in and made a great play and gets the sack. Big play after giving up the shallow cross. They're just able to beat number 77, Nick Abbs, who, by the way, committed to Fresno State this week. But Johnson able to get the blocker upfield and then got inside of him. 3rd and 25. And 4 wides for Fresno City. And you see the stunting, and we've got a delay of the game. Modesto lining up defensively, and then as they're calling the cadence, you can see on your screen, they shifted that defensive front, made McJunkin hesitate, and now it's 3rd and 30. Seems like the last couple of weeks we've run into a lot of 3rd and 30s. And only one time we've seen somebody get a first down in that situation. Little inside run, and Broderick Medrano with the tackle, and it'll bring on a 4th down, and the Pirates with the stop after giving up the big play to Stewart that got down to the 35-yard line. A sack and a stop on that inside run, and that'll bring on the punter, Mitch Souza. He's got 35-yard average, one of the better punters in the state. And as usual, Jeff Hines back to receive for the Pirates. And that ball will hit in a roll, and it'll be down on the 24-yard line where Modesto will take over. Modesto Junior College Football is brought to you by Big Island Movers, your go-to for prompt and professional moving services in Modesto and beyond. American Asphalt, taking care of business, and meeting rooms on demand. 3 receivers on one side and a single receiver at the bottom of your screen. Velasquez in an empty backfield. Little hitch route. Rather, they weren't in an empty backfield. Bass was offset. But a little hitch route to Michael Thompson, who they are going to try to get involved with early, and that pass is deflected. Last week, Modesto only threw for 47 yards. So I asked Coach Stivers, have you ever won a football game throwing for 47 yards? And his quick answer was no. Fly sweep, and that ball is fumbled, and it goes forward, and I believe the Pirates have it. Number 28, Brian Terrell, got the fly sweep, and he's in playing a little slot for Tiki Tonga tonight. And he fumbled that snap. Devin Bass, and he fumbles, and Fresno City recovers. Not the way you want to start. 2 consecutive fumbles, much the way that they started last week. Fresno didn't recover the first one, but they got that one. And that is Bass's 3rd lost fumble of the season. Now here's the sudden change, and this is where you can see Fresno City is going to take advantage, and they're going to take a shot here. I would reckon that they're going to run some type of deep pass play, maybe something over the top. 4 receiver set. And Anthony Stewart in the backfield. And there's a skinny slant route. And UPS delivered, but unfortunately not signed for, as Malik White drops that one right in the breadbasket. I mean, it's a good throw, and it's well timed out. And as we predicted prior to the play, they like to take their shots. They'll run a go off of that route as well. 4 receivers. Carter lined up as the wing on the left. McJunkin And he throws the same route the other side, and that'll go for a first down to number 11, Ontario Johnson, that's his 15th reception of the season. First down for Fresno. Kai Williams offset to the right. 3 receivers to your right. Velasquez at the bottom of your screen, number 12. Back to pass goes McJunkin. Has a lot of time. Corner route. That ball's in the air for a long time, and well defense there by the Pirates. William Johnson, who had 8 tackles last week, including 3 behind the line of scrimmage. Little corner route, and that ball was in the air for a long time. If that ball's thrown on a hat, that might be a touchdown. Now the Rams are running with the tight end. And McJunkin forced to his left, and he's going to run, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds, and right around the 19-yard line, and it'll be 3rd and short for the Rams. The Rams are coached by Tony Caviglia. This is his 18th season. Long time ago, when I first started coaching at Monte Vista High School in Danville, he was the head coach at Chabot. Players that I've coached played for him when I was a coach at Granada and have like friends, so it was nice to talk to Coach Caviglia this week. A little inside run and nice cut by Kai Williams, and he'll get in he'll be on the 10-yard line. Just on the 11, and it'll be first down just outside the 10-yard line. How balanced is Fresno? Well, 178 yards rushing a game and 204 yards passing. Balance, balance, balance. This time Brox is lined up as a wing. And he gets the drop on the little pirate route, and that's a touchdown for Fresno City. Not one of their big targets this year, but when you get this late in the season, you have to go against your traditional plays. Fake the inside run, and the tight end comes out appearing that he's going to block, and then pops into the end zone, and touchdown Fresno City, and that's a touchdown off of a turnover, and the extra point is good, and it's 7-0 Fresno City College. Denzel Carter with that touchdown catch. Big Island Movers is a fully licensed and insured full-service moving company in Modesto. For over 10 years, we have provided friendly, reliable movie services in Central California. The driving force behind our business is passion behind what we do. At Big Island Movers, we are big on experience, big on value, and huge on service. With over 30 years of moving experience and a wide range of services to meet the ever-changing needs of our clients, Big Island Movers is your go-to for professional, prompt moving services. Give us a call today, 209-522-5959. Big Island Movers, Kaimana, wanna move ya. Thank you. 6-play, 39-yard drive after the Bass fumble. And just like that, Fresno City leads 7-0. Denzel Carter with that touchdown catch. Not sure how many receptions he has. We'll check that, but big play right there. Terrell with the kickoff return, and he's tackled at the 32-yard line. Carter from McJunkin. Well, Modesto needs to answer and hold on to the football, and one of the keys was no turnovers. Well, they had 2 fumbles on their first possession, so that key's kind of out of the board. But Bass comes back and answers with a 16-yard run for a first down. Four wide set. Velasquez with the fake run, and he's met by the inside portion of the Fresno City defense. Number 44, Mason Ellis, one of the tacklers, and they play a lot of people. A lot of substitutions. A lot of athletes. 2nd and 9. Here from Modesto, I'm Chris Babcock. Thanks for streaming in here to NorCal Sports TV. Velasquez with a play pass. Doesn't find anybody, and he's going to be sacked. You can't hold on to the football. Mason Ellis, who had a sack last week against Chabot, has 2 tackles on consecutive plays, including that sack, and it's 3rd and 16. Well, as we've mentioned several times early here, Modesto really struggled throwing the football last week, but they rushed for over 300 yards. But when you have a team as athletic and talented as Fresno City, you're going to have to be able to throw the football. 3rd and long, and we've got a penalty on the field, and Dan Birch with the signal. Yeah, leaving early, Shirley. Now it's 3rd and even longer. 3rd and 21 for Modesto. You want to be careful with the football if you're Velasquez here. It's okay to punt. He's got time. Can't find anybody. And one of the goals was to keep him in the pocket, and they did a good job there. Yeah, he might have got a couple yards, but playing in space, number 40, Logan Fogg, who leads the team with 8 tackles for losses, plays well in space to make the play and another stop. One of the keys tonight for Coach Coach Caviglia was keeping Velasquez in the pocket. Well, they did it just that. And then that punt is blocked and recovered by Fresno City at the Modesto 28-yard line. The new punter who struggled last week, and they really struggled in the special teams this year, Lucas Johnston. Well, the pirate ship got raided there. Too many guys coming free, and the block and the scramble. But Fresno City coming to play. I believe Kai Williams had the block for Fresno City College. McJunkin out of the pocket. Simply throws that away. And correction on that block punt was number 9, Trey Simeon. Not a good start for Modesto. And somewhere on film, the Rams picked up on the amount of time that the punter takes to get rid of the football, and they ambushed their ship there. McJunkin back to pass again. Throwing a lot tonight. And that's a deep in route, and that's caught by number 80, Terry Toller, who had two TDs last week against Chabot. And now the ball's on the 12-yard line. Well, now that, they like to stay balanced, but I believe they've seen something that they can throw the football against this Pirate defense. Looks like they're still in a throwing formation here. McJunkin. He's got time. Another shallow cross to Toller. And he picks up 4 yards. They love to run that jet route, shallow cross, whatever you want to call it. And depending on the coverage, that can become a very effective route. Fresno City staying with that wide open offense. They've got a lone tight end. That's Carter, who had the touchdown catch off the turnover in the last possession. Williams in motion. McJunkin throws, and that, I believe, is intercepted. No, the ball's deflected away. Robbie Huddleston with coverage there. Huddleston, the team's leading tackler, team's go-to man, was a starting defensive lineman, has made himself into a very athletic linebacker and has done a good job. Big play here for Modesto, 3rd and 7. Motion to an empty backfield, and McJunkin stared at that one, and the Pirates do a nice job defensively as number 23, Andre Sherman, with the deflection, and Fresno on with the field goal attempt. One of Fresno's strong points offensively, they are second in the state in red zone scoring efficiency. When they get into the red zone, they score. You got to make this kick. Evan Rios' kick is good. And Modesto falls behind further, 10-0. Meeting Rooms on Demand, a unique alternative to hotel conference rooms with rates as low as $40 an hour and seating capacity up to 50. We provide unprecedented value for small businesses. Locations in Fremont, Oakland, Fresno, and Las Vegas. Reach us at meetingroomsondemand.com and tell them you saw this ad on NorCal Sports TV for a 50% discount off your first rental. Great rates and value, Meeting Rooms on Demand. Scores of other games. Finals last night. Laney over Sequoia 34-17. DVC, Diablo Valley College over De Anza 27-13. Sierra over Feather River 43-42. Siskiyou over Butte 31-14. San Francisco 54-7 over Santa Rosa. American River leading undefeated Sac City 31-10. Short pooch kick. Better get on this football. And the Pirates do recover. Brian Terrell with the recovery, and the Pirates will take over on their 20-yard line. Need to, first of all, give the defense a little bit of rest and put together some first downs, and then focus on cutting into this. And that's Terrell who recovered the ball. Might have knocked the wind out of him or something, jumping on that football. Other scores, Merced over Reedley 28-21. And game just started. They haven't got a score yet. San Joaquin in the other National Valley Conference game is at Chabot, and we'll be at Chabot next Saturday night. Los Medanos over San Jose 41-27. And Velasquez back in the shotgun. Hines in motion. Bass with the run, and he'll pick up about 4 yards. And I think coming into this game, Fresno City thought that they're going to go into this trying to stop the run and having confidence that their defensive backs can guard the Modesto wide receivers in man coverage with the safety help. And we have another flag on the field, and it's another procedure penalty. Tough to get any tempo going when you're fumbling and having procedures and whatnot. Still early in the game. And the defense has done a decent job. Just the advantage is Fresno is taking over and deep in the territory off a fumble and a block punt. Bass resets to the left of Velasquez. Velasquez back to pass. Got to get rid of the ball. Hits Hines on a deep curl route, and he'll just be short of the first down. Nice job by Hines just finding the soft spot in the defense and sitting still and throwing to a stationary target. 3rd and short, Bass with the handoff, and he's tackled short of the first down. See what Coach Stivers does here on 4th and short. Now normally they put Velasquez in a short punt formation, but he's gonna bring on the punt team. Now the last time they came out, they had a block punt. And they came outside on the offensive side's right edge. Came right off the edge. You got to hold that block and then cover later. P.J. Jones back, and that's a punt, and he fields the ground ball. I don't know why. Well, there's a penalty on the field, or a flag on the field, rather. A lot of penalties here early in the game, and we'll go to our referee Dan Birch as they have a conference. And you don't want to catch that. You want to. So be holding on Fresno. So the ball will be marched back 10 yards from the point of where the reception of the punt came, and it'll be 1st and down at the 28-yard line. 4 wide receivers set, and watch for the play pass over the top here. As we mentioned, Fresno throws to score. I mean, you complete 9 passes and you get 206 yards. You're getting big chunks. Isaiah Hilliard takes the ball and then cuts up the television numbers, and he's tackled at the 35-yard line. And Carter back in the game as the tight end. Carter's big tight end, 6'4", line up on the left. Little fly sweep, and Modesto has that sniffed out. But Anthony Stewart does a good job of trying to get something, but he still lost a 2 for a tackle for loss for the Pirates in blue. Good matchup to watch is right in the middle. Those guard and center. Center snapping the ball. And that's a high snap over McJunkin's head. And it's a team sack and a loss for Fresno City. And it'll be spotted on the 19-yard line. And a team sack. Velasquez and Mustafa Johnson there, but McJunkin does a smart thing with the 10-point lead, recovers the fumbled, the bad snap, and Fresno will be on to punt once again. Mitch Souza and Jeff Hines back to return. Souza with a 35-yard average. Nice kick. Hines has to backpedal, and you better just leaving that one alone. And I don't know if he saw the scouting report or the same films I'm watching, but I think he might next time might line up a little bit deeper, as Modesto will take over on the 35-yard line. Modesto Junior College Football is brought to you by Big Island Movers, American Asphalt, and Meeting Rooms on Demand. Velasquez. And there's a flag on the field. I don't know if it's a face mask. It can't be a holding because nobody blocked. Najee Young did a good job of getting to the quarterback, but unfortunately, he got 15 yards with a face mask with it, and the Pirates get a first down on penalties, as they're just short of getting into Ram territory. 4 wide receivers set for the Pirates. See if that can get a little momentum going. And right when we say that, Hickman jumps and gets called for illegal procedure. And it's the job of the receivers to watch the football. And when you're out wide in space, you're not going to have an effect on a block or anything like that. You've got to make smarter plays. Last week, Hickman got a roughing the punter penalty on a 4th and 41 that got a first down. So you've got to make some better decisions and play with a more discerned focus. Velasquez on the deep route, and then hits Michael Thompson right in the chest. Good timing by Velasquez, who in previous passes has held on to the football. That time threw that ball in time, but unfortunately Thompson couldn't come up with a catch. 2nd and 15 for Modesto. 3 receivers at the top of your screen. Thompson at the bottom. And a little swing pass to Bass, and somehow that gets through 2 defenders. Number 20, DJ Morgan sniffed that play out, but Velasquez with a nice touch, and Bass with the tough catch, and it's 3rd and short. Option right to Bass, and he gets his head down, and he'll be marked, and he's spotted for a first down. I don't know if you want to have your pad level so high on that. It might double your insurance rates with Bass. He leaped a couple of defenders last week, but that time there was more than one guy there, and he paid the price but got the first down. Low snap. Nice inside run by Cameron Beeman. Got a lot of playing time last week against College of the Sequoias. And on the offensive front, there's a change up front. Javon Pope is in for Halleck, who's normally the center. Pope was the center last year. And Blake Evans is starting right tackle. And that is the end of the first quarter, where Fresno City College leads Modesto 10-0. American Asphalt has been serving Northern California for over 30 years. American Asphalt takes great pride in making every job their best job. Their work will give you superior results on time and on budget, backed by an unmatched 3-year guarantee. If you need help with your shopping center, commercial property, homeowner association, or special project, American Asphalt is a company to partner with. When you contact American Asphalt, tell them you saw this ad on NorCal Sports TV. Please call 800-541-5559 or reach us at AmericanAsphalt.com. American Asphalt, taking care of business. And that picture is a man that is near and dear to my heart. That is the owner of American Asphalt, Alan Henderson. Well, the Henderson family resides in Santa Rosa, and he lost his home in this fire. But Alan has reached out and helped out so many people that employees of American Asphalt rallied together and accumulated $3,300 worth of donations to the American Red Cross on Alan's behalf. So please donate to American Red Cross. Start of the second quarter, and we just couldn't wait to get another penalty. And it's another procedure on the Pirates. Fresno statistics, 9 rushes on -2 yards, and they've thrown for 84 yards. They've had 4 penalties. Modesto's had 3 penalties. They've rushed for 39 yards and have 24 yards passing. And want to thank Modesto Junior College statistician Darren Souza for his continued support of stats all season long here on NorCal Sports TV. Modesto at the 35-yard line. Beeman with the carry. And Bass is still on the sideline after taking that big hit late in the second quarter. Nice shot of the big guys up front. 3rd and 6 for Modesto. And this is big third down conversion. Velasquez, he's blitzed. And they blitz and they get there. Number 44, Mason Ellis with the sack. 2 guys off the weak side edge. And we'll see what the penalty might be, offsides. And it is. Well, when guys get that fast to the quarterback, there's one of 2 things happen. One, it's a missed assignment. Or 2, they were offsides. Another penalty for Fresno City College. 3rd and short. Velasquez with the quarterback run. And he tries to get a shoulder. But boy, he's met by number 40, Logan Fogg. And wraps up and finishes that tackle. And now it's 4th and short. And Bass in the game. And Modesto right up to the line of scrimmage. See, normally if you're under the center, you just take the snap and do a quarterback sneak. But Modesto lines up in the pistol. Hines resets. And it's a timeout, Modesto Junior College. As we mentioned, American Red Cross help people affected by the California wildfires. Your donation enables the Red Cross to prepare for, respond to, and help people recover from these disasters. Call, click, or text to give. Visit redcross.org. Call 1-800-RED-CROSS or text the word CA Wildfires to 9099. We appreciate all of your donations for that very worthy cause that is very near and dear to our hearts. So it'll be 4th and 1 for Modesto. Now in the past here, they've run a play fake and can do a little bootleg to the right. You can give it to Bass and go right up the middle, and they'll probably run it over the left side, where you got Savo and Johnson. And Voss Savo was offered by Lamar University this week. And just an errant snap. And let's see who recovers it. It won't be a turnover because it was 4th down. Well, I mean, it's a turnover, and it's recovered by Fresno City. Well, they had it. Pope was a center last year. He was moved to tackle. Came in for Halleck last week, and they had a couple of bad snaps, and that one was really just ended that drive after Modesto put together some first downs, but Modesto can't finish. And we've got 12 men on the field. Unofficially, I believe that is Fresno's 6th penalty. But they lead 10-0. Stewart in motion. They fake the bubble screen, but they go deep, and he's wide open. And he's going to take this one to the house. Number 18, Malik White. And we mentioned they like to take their shots on first down. Well, Fresno they fake the swing screen, and it's just a 9 route up the sideline. And White is off to the races. He could go to Turlock, they wouldn't catch him. Big score for Fresno City. Thank you. McJunkin is McLovin that one. 75-yard touchdown pass. And White takes it in. McJunkin's second touchdown pass of the game. And we say in the pregame that they throw to score, their 2 scores are touchdown passes. And have had no running game tonight, which is not normal for Fresno City. But credit them for adjusting and taking advantage of throws. He's right on there.
Yeah, Malik White. M-A-L-I-K.
Well, to say that football has its ups and downs, Modesto's moving the football, things are looking good, and then they give the ball up on the bad snap, and then the next play, 75-yard touchdown pass. And it's 17-0. Modesto needs to answer. Deoncio Wright with the return. And the ball will be spotted at the 22-yard line. Now, if you're Modesto, you can't go away from the game plan of still trying to establish the run. Remember, they will get the ball to start the second half, so they'll get that extra possession, but they're still going to have to be able to throw the football. Velasquez back to pass, throws a corner route, and that is intercepted. Had the underneath receiver wide open, but the ill-advised pass, as the pirate ship is leaking. Brandon Sanders with that interception, and it's a layered route. It's a curl underneath with a corner behind, but the curl route's open, but he chooses to force that ball. And credit Brandon Sanders for coming off the first receiver to jump that route. And Fresno will take over on the 50-yard line, and folks are going to take another shot. That's what they do. Empty backfield. And McJunkin's got room to run. Well, it appeared he did, but pulled up at the 3-yard line. or not the 3-yard line, the 47-yard line, and will pick up 4 yards. That's their best run of the night. But they were play passing to go deep. And they smell blood in the water. Carter is a tight end. 2 receivers with him over to the right. Single receiver up top. And we've got a penalty. What did you see? A little procedure penalty. It'd be 2nd and 10. And Modesto's offense in the past was built to come from behind, but right now with the true freshman quarterback Dan Velasquez, it is going to be real tough for them to come back. This is an important defensive stand for Modesto, and we've got a timeout. Fresno City. Meeting rooms on demand, a unique alternative to hotel conference rooms with rates as low as $40 an hour and seating capacity up to 50. We provide unprecedented value for small businesses. Locations in Fremont, Oakland, Fresno, and Las Vegas. Reach us at meetingroomsondemand.com and tell them you saw this ad on NorCal Sports TV for a 50% discount off your first rental. Great rates and value. Meeting Rooms on Demand. Scores, once again, Laney over Sequoia 34-17 last night. Diablo Valley College over De Anza 27-13. Los Medanos over San Jose 41-27. Siskiyous over Butte. San Francisco over Santa Rosa. American River, Sac City. Sac City coming back. That's 31-24 with 6 minutes and 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 11 for the Rams in white. McJunkin. Slant route. And that's caught by number 11, Ontario Johnson. And he's just short of the yard to gain. And it'll be 3rd down. Fresno not so balanced tonight, but they're having success throwing the football. Little quarterback run, and McJunkin will pick up the 1st down, and he's tackled way out of bounds. And the frustrations of this early game shows on that play, and that'll be a personal foul. Tackled him a couple yards out of bounds. McJunkin with the play fake, doesn't do a lot of running, but picked up a big gain there. McJunkin clearly running out of bounds, and he's tackled at the triple jump pit. Isaiah Price pays the price with a 15-yard penalty. Four wide receiver set for the Rams. Mustafa Johnson cleaned up by Robbie Huddleston with the sack. Johnson's 2nd sack of the game. And it'll be 2nd and 18. Johnson doing a good job off the edge. And Huddleston coming up to clean up. Just went around the right tackle for Fresno. 2nd and 16. Looks like Huddleston's coming off the edge. Little middle screen. And it's well defended. And I think we've got a block in the back or a hold by Fresno. Malik White, who caught the long touchdown pass, is injured and down on the sidelines. And we'll see what the penalty is. Good job by the Modesto defenders playing in space. Yeah, and they'll call that a block in the back or a holding penalty, and that'll be marched back as White gets up and will walk gingerly off the field under his own power, which is good to see. So it'll be spot of the. I think they'll. Are they going to decline this penalty? So they'll decline the penalty, and it'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be 3rd and 14. That's a tough call. I might have taken the penalty, but I'm not down there. I'm just the fat football coach up here in the stands. But it's 3rd and 12. Not much field to defend for the Pirates. Got to get in the face of the wide receivers. Huddleston jumping around. He's going to come A-gap, and he's coming free. And he's coming home, and he's going to hit home. Robbie Huddleston with another sack. You got to know where that guy is because he makes plays. We've watched him all season long, and there was no secret. He's sending the flares up, coming out A-gap, which there's a gap right between the guard and the center. And if you're going to block like that, you got to yell, "Look out!" That's something my dad would say. I want to say hi to my mom and dad watching back home in Willits. Appreciate your loyal support. And we've got a field goal attempt by Evan Rios. Be a 44-yard attempt. His longest 38 on the season. And the kick is good. Rios with 2 field goals. And it'll push it to Rios with the 44-yard field goal. And it's now 20-0. Now, if we were here late in the fourth quarter, I'd say it'd be desperate times for the Pirates. But they still have plenty of opportunities to get back into this ball game. But so far defensively, the last possession they gave up prior to that, they gave up the long touchdown pass, but pretty much have kept things in front of them and just given up chunks of yardage. But you're down 20-0. You do get the ball to start the second half. At some point, you've got to establish your offense and picking up the young quarterback, Dan Velasquez. That's their second score off a turnover. Well, actually, third. I mean, really, they had the block punt. They got a fumble. So it's their third score after a turnover. Deoncio Wright returns it, and the ball is spotted right at the 20-yard line where Modesto will take over. And just to go over the keys was to get Bass and Velasquez going with the running game, but that just hasn't happened. Fresno with another penalty. The penalties haven't hurt them. We'll see what happens after this result. It'll be now spotted at the 35-yard line. Three receivers, the top of your screen. Velasquez at quarterback. Inside run to Bass. If the officials get paid per flag on the field, they might have to pay some serious taxes. And I'm saying they're legit calls. Oh, no penalty. Just an official timeout. Two receivers on each side for Velasquez. Bass in motion. He steps up in the pocket and he's got a deep ball, but it's just overthrown. Michael Thompson. Velasquez did a good job of getting rid of that football in time, and he had Thompson open, but the gun show overthrew him. See if they can go back to that play again. 2nd and 10. Got to pick up some chunks here. Bass on the swing route, and it's another interception by Brandon Sanders. And that time, Velasquez threw the ball off his back foot, backing away from the intended receiver. And when you do that, the ball's going to sail, and that's exactly what happened as Sanders, with his 2nd interception, and Velasquez will throw this ball falling away, and that ball was tipped by the intended wide receiver, Josh Taylor, and right into the hands of Sanders. And Fresno looking to score once again. Little inside run. Little power play. And Kai Williams will pick up 9 yards on 1st down as Fresno puts in another skill position substitutions. They like to play a lot of guys. It maybe doesn't always show in their individual stats, but it shows you've got to defend a lot of players. 2 tight ends with a fullback offset to the left. McJunkin back to pass, and it's an 8 route over the top, and somebody was either checking their shirt size or that was pass interference. William Johnson probably made a smart move. He got beat, and instead of giving up the touchdown pass, which it would have been, as Dan Birch will signal, we've got a pass interference. And that'll be a 15-yard penalty. Well, the scouting report, and it was well documented because I saw the film this week that early in downs that they're going to take, Fresno City's going to take shots. Well, they have consistently. There was another example. Isaiah Hilliard with the run, and might have lost a yard on that play. Now Fresno with a 3 wide receiver set on one side, single receiver up top. Huddleston showing the blitz. And he's picked up McJunkin's little dump off, and he's got room to run, and he's going to get into the end zone. I keep butchering the young man's name. Isaiah Hilliard with the safety valve catch. And when you're playing man-to-man defense and you can hit the safety valve, that's a result. And it's a touchdown for Fresno City. McJunkin's 3rd touchdown pass of the game. And the extra point is good. And it's 27-0. Fresno City. And there's the dump off. And Hilliard just getting immediately up the field. Nothing pretty. Just dropping his pad level and getting into the end zone. Big Island Movers is a fully licensed and insured full-service moving company in Modesto. With over 30 years of moving experience and a wide range of services to meet the ever-changing needs of our clients, Big Island Movers is your go-to for professional, prompt moving services. Give us a call today at 209-522-5959, 209-522-5959, or BigIslandMovers.com. Big Island Movers, Kaimana, wanna move ya. Well, if you're Fresno City, you couldn't have written a better script how to start the game. And coming into this game, Modesto knew what they had to face. And unfortunately for them, they just haven't been able to stop Fresno City. A lot of dancing, and that is returned to the 20-yard line once again by Deoncio Wright. Well, if you're Modesto at this point, you can't look at the scoreboard. You got to try to get some first downs together, and I don't think, and they've shown already, that they don't have the capabilities of just going back to pass every single down. They've got to run the football, remain balanced, and hope for the best results. A fumbled snap, and Velasquez is tackled in the backfield for a loss. Number 52, Rigo Carello, has that is 4.5 tackles for losses on the season. Second and 12. Sam Satelli walking off, looking to come off the edge. Now is looking to drop back into coverage. And he's rushing. And then Carello with the blitz. Hines with the reception, his second catch of the game, 5-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 6. No shame in completing and executing those short passes. You get greedy, they're going to be interceptions. Coach Stivers changing the play at the line of scrimmage. And Fresno's blitzing. And you have a wide open receiver, Devin Bass, and he's going to take this to the house. A 76-yard touchdown pass. Catch and run by Devin Bass. Well, we called out the blitz. But unfortunately for Fresno City, they were caught with a mismatch deep downfield, and Bass just kept running. And Coach Keneally said how important was to keep Velasquez in the pocket. Well, they didn't that time, and Bass with the catch and the run. Sam Satelli, the outside linebacker, was on the coverage and was doing a good job in coverage, but you can't cover a guy for 5 or 6 seconds. That's the result. And the Pirates with the score and the extra point. Well, they take advantage of a break there. Bass from Velasquez. We've had our share of big plays tonight. And it's now 27-7 is Bass with the easy score. American River leads Sac City 38-24 with a minute remaining in the game. Merced over Reedley 28-21. Siskiyou over Butte 31-14. My alma mater, College of the Redwoods, beat Foothill 33-7. San Mateo over Contra Costa Big 57-6. Sierra over Feather River 43-42. Los Medanos 41-27 over San Jose. And don't have a score of San Joaquin at Chabot. That's the other National Valley Conference. Laney, who is undefeated in conference now, 2-0. They beat Sequoia last night, 34-17. Donovan Bravo with the kick. And you got dangerous return men for Fresno City. You got to break down in coverage here because they got lethal weapons. But that time do a good job of tackling in space and hold Anthony Stewart with a modest routine, a modest return, and Fresno will take over on the 25-yard line. Now, what you hope for Modesto is a stop, get the ball back and score, and then get winners outs and get the opening kickoff of the second half. Easier said than done. Carter in at tight end. And a little wildcat for Fresno City. Chris Dye, actually the backup quarterback, was in on that play, and I think Big Rob Luckett is down on the ground, and you can't have that big fella out. All conference returner checking out his ankle, or it'll be next man up, and no easy task of getting him off the field. Had 2 sacks last week against Sequoias. And just a big force in the center of the Modesto defense. Be 2nd and 10.
Oh, yeah. We had our meeting on Thursday.
Michael Tuggle will come in for him at the nose guard. And has played a lot of snaps this year. Kai Williams with the handoff. And they're calling him down, but that was a heck of a hit in here in Sharktober. And it'll be 3rd and 4.
We're at the 31.
We'll see this big hit. Nice team tackling. Didn't know if it was knee was down, but we'll trust the officials with the call. 3rd and 4. Kai Williams and Mr. Tackle for Loss, Robbie Huddleston, sniffs that play out. And another tackle for loss for the athletic Huddleston. He makes so many plays, and he's just learning his position coming out of nowhere. And that's a huge stop for Modesto, where things seemed pretty bleak about 10 minutes ago, but a 75-yard scoring catch and run from Velasquez to Bass, and then Huddleston stepping up with that tackle for loss with the stop, and Fresno City is forced to punt. Now, that's the second time in consecutive punts that the ball has been kicked over the punt returner's head. He is one of the best punters in the state. You gotta back up. Fool me once. Yeah, I get you. But not anymore. But that's the second time that punt sailed over Hines' head. He's got to back up about another 8 yards. and that one hit him right in the hands. Here's the penalty. So after the hold and the ball was spotted on the 25-yard line, it'll be put in play at the Modesto 15-yard line. Modesto has 2 timeouts. Not the best of field positions, but an opportunity maybe to run the football a little bit. Here's Bass. And he picks up his first down via the rush. Devin Bass with a big chunk. And as we talked about when Fresno took over on offense, the best wishes for Modesto was to stop and to get the ball back and to score here before the end of the half. Bass really nowhere to run. Fogg and Morgan with the tackle and a short gain for the Pirates as they get right up on the line of scrimmage. Fogg showing blitz off the edge. A little pump and go, and that one hits off the hands of Hickman. It wasn't the best of throws, but it did hit him in the hands, and it would have been for a first down. With a little limited in the catching range there, and it's 3rd and 7. Should be a real important third down here. Marcus Hawkins, number 5, showing a blitz off the edge. Now drops into coverage. Velasquez. And he gets enough for a first down. And that time he did a better job of just being decisive. Goes back, the receivers aren't there. Instead of dancing around, immediately attack and go and get that first down. And those are the kind of things that will bring a lot of happiness to Coach Stivers. Modesto right back on the football. Velasquez. He somehow gets away, but then he is sacked. By Sanders and Hawkins, and that's a big loss. It'll be 2nd and 21. Looking to throw that ball to a specific place, and there was nobody generally open. Velasquez, Fogg, he avoids him, but then Fogg keeps playing the game. And Fogg picks up a sack, and then we've got a flag on the field, unsportsmanlike on Fogg. Now, you just make a big play, it's going to be 3rd and forever. You make a nice play, and then afterwards, you got to do some taunting, and that's what kills coaches and makes them lose sleep and gives them heartburn and ulcers. You just make a great play in space. You keep playing the game, you show your ability, but then you make the tackle just go back to the huddle and instead does a little verbal assault, and the official calls it immediately. They've been calling this game fairly closely. It'll be interesting to see how many penalties Fresno City. They've got to be in double digits on penalties, and that one is a backbreaker. Bass finds that sledding pretty tough as the Rams are focused on playing defense in the box. Clock continues to run. 2nd and 7. Modesto does have 2 timeouts, 2 receivers on each side for Modesto. They change the play at the line of scrimmage. And we got a final, American River 38-24 over Sac City. Bass picks up big chunks of yardage and tackled at the 48-yard line. First down, Modesto. Big run by Bass, and credit Coach Stivers was keeping patient with the running game. Fresno, 9 penalties for 85 yards. Little trickeration, Tiki Tonga, and that ball goes shorter than intended. Tiki Tonga, the versatile player for Modesto, came into, it is October and it is trickeration time, but he wasn't going to be able to get that ball that far enough down to Michael Thompson. Thompson has to do a stutter or something of that nature and not get so far downfield, and Tonga just couldn't quite get it that far out, but he was open. And as we like to say, you got to beat the one on none. Just out of the range of the throw. 2nd and 10. Velasquez back to pass. The pocket collapses, and a sack by number 20, DJ Morgan. And right now, I mean, Fresno's playing with 3 defensive linemen, a linebacker, and mostly just DBs. They're in a dime package. And I've noticed that Fogg has not come back into the game. 3rd and long for Modesto. Velasquez throws to Hickman, but P.J. Jones saw that play coming. Velasquez stared at the receiver the whole time and had Hickman open, but not when Mr. Jones can cover from hash to hash, and Jones will drop back deep. Now, not such a bad drive for Modesto. Didn't get any points out of it, but they did work a lot of clock, and Modesto will get the ball to start the second half. But Jones is a elusive returner. Johnston takes a long time, and we've got a penalty on Fresno City, and that's going to be roughing the kicker, I believe. And it'll be another first down on penalties, and Coach Cavili has got to go be beside himself right now. They should have had the ball 2 minutes ago, but a rough, unsportsmanlike conduct that gave a penalty on first downs. And then here's roughing the kicker. You can't undercut him. And that's a big first down. 40-yard line or 39-yard line, they'll take over. And Modesto can still run the football. They don't have to abandon the run game. They have 2 timeouts. I'd like to see a little draw here or a swing route to Bass. There it is. Bass does a good job, and Hines did a good job of, I'm going to say it, not blocking number 56, because if he would have blocked him, it would have been a block in the back, and we would have seen another yellow flag on the field. You would think that's part of the decorations tonight. Big first down for Bass on the swing screen. Ball's on the 30-yard line. Draw to Bass. His forward lean picks up a big chunky yardage to the 6, gets him 6 yards. And Modesto right back on the football as they try to substitute, but Coach Cavili have to call a timeout because it would have been penalized for too many men on the field. And that's playing this tempo offense. Modesto Junior College Football is brought to you by Big Island Movers, you go-to for prompt and professional moving service in Modesto and beyond. American Asphalt, taking care of business for over 30 years in Northern California. Meeting rooms on demand, great value and rates in the Bay Area and Fresno. Well, Coach Stivers, knowing the importance of this drive, it's 2nd and 4, and they're playing in their tempo, and that time got right on the football, and Coach Cavilli said this is the first time all year they faced no huddle offenses. It was the first time they faced somebody that plays fast. And there was an example of their substituting packages, kind of substitution mass confusion, and the Rams had to call a timeout. 4 wide receivers for Modesto. Velasquez, the quarterback draw, and that goes nowhere. And Fogg with the tackle. And Modesto with the timeout. We have friends and family affected by the devastating fires in Mendocino Lake, Napa, and Sonoma County. We pray for their recovery, and here's how you can help. American Red Cross help people affected by the California wildfires. Your donation enables the Red Cross to prepare for, respond to, and help people recover from these disasters. Call, click, or text to give. Visit redcross.org, call 1-800-RED-CROSS, or text the word CA Wildfires to 90999. Fogg is such a disruptive force on defense for Fresno City. Makes a lot of plays in the backfield and was on the bench for a couple of plays, and then he's brought right back in and makes a play on Velasquez. Little pump and go, and Velasquez is face masked, and he's going to have to ice his neck down. Number 99, Lavelle Smith, with a chiropractic neck adjustment. And that'll be another penalty for first down against Fresno City College. That hurts. And when you say this is going to hurt me worse than it hurts you, I don't know if that's the case in that particular play, but that's 30. You got 45 yards and penalties in this drive for Fresno City, or for Modesto JC. Velasquez with the bootleg. Doesn't it? Throw it away, Danny. Throw it away, Danny. Throw it away, Danny. And he does for a touchdown. Holy cow. We're all screaming to throw it away, Danny, and he just keeps with the play. Holy smokes. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, 1,005, 1,006, 1,007, 1,008, 1,009, 1,010. How do you guard a guy for 10 seconds? Michael Thompson with the touchdown. And I just proved that I can count to 10. And it's now 27-14, and this game has turned. And if you're Modesto, you want to send a thank you card for those 45 yards and penalties on that drive. And here's the play. Little bootleg. The first receiver is Tonga. He's not open. Velasquez just keeps extending this play. And then he finds Thompson. Now, if you weren't with us at the start of the stream, one of the keys, the first key that Coach Cavilli said was keep Velasquez in the pocket. Well, on that one, they failed the keys. And they scored.
But he threw it from like the 15 or the 18.
Gotcha. Well, and you gotta love what Velasquez has done because he's thrown a couple of erratic passes, but he's got the worst memory in the history of mankind, and that's what you want as a quarterback. You want the guy to learn from mistakes, but forget about them and move on. And holy cow, has he? Bravo with the pooch kick and a fair catch. And Fresno City will take over on the 32-yard line. Now, they only have one timeout. I don't know if they're going to try to take a chance. But big turn of events for the Pirates. Aided by 45 yards in personal foul, face mask, roughing the kicker, you name it. And Fresno's just going to take a knee. Well, we'll go to halftime. We'll have a quick recap of the scoring here, and then we'll take an audio break, and then we'll come back with statistics. Carter, the tight end, had 11-yard touchdown pass from McJunkin, and then a field goal for Fresno City made it 10-0. Then White from McJunkin for a 75-yard touchdown pass. Then Rios with a season-long 44-yard field goal to make it 20-0. Then Hilliard from McJunkin to make it 27-0, and things were looking mighty bleak, and the pirate ship was leaking. But a Devin Bass 75-yard catch and run made it 27-7, and then on that last drive to close out the half, Dan Velasquez to Thompson for 11-yard touchdown pass. Now, to say it's just 11-yard touchdown pass is really not doing justice. It was a mixture of Joe Montana and Fran Tarkington all into one play. And this is after Velasquez has thrown 2 interceptions in the game. So at halftime, Fresno City College leads Modesto Junior College 27-14, and we'll be taking an audio break. And that's a punt, and he fields the ground ball. I don't know. In 15 for Modesto, 3 receivers at the top of your screen. Thompson at the bottom. And a little swing pass to Bass, and somehow that gets through 2 defenders. 3rd and 6 for Modesto. And this is big time, big 3rd down conversion. Velasquez, he's blitzed. But they lead 10-0. Stewart in motion. They fake the bubble screen, but they go deep, and he's wide open. And he's going to take this one to the house. So they'll get that extra possession, but they're still going to have to be able to throw the football. Velasquez back to pass. Throws a corner route, and that is intercepted. Had the underneath receiver wide open. Not so balanced tonight, but they're having success throwing the football. Little quarterback run, and McJunkin will pick up the 1st down, and he's tackled way out of bounds. And 4 wide receiver set for the Rams. Mustafa Johnson for Fresno. 2nd and 16. Looks like Huddleston's coming off the edge. Little middle screen, and it's well defended, and I think we've got a block in the back. Not much field to defend for the Pirates. Got to get in the face of the wide receivers. Huddleston jumping around. He's going to come A-gap, and he's coming free, and he's coming home, and he's going to hit home. See if they can go back to that play again. 2nd and 10. Got to pick up some chunks here. Bass on the swing route, and it's another interception by Brandon Sanders. Single receiver up top. Huddleston showing the blitz, and he's picked up. McJunkin's little dump off, and he's got room to run, and he's going to get into the end zone. Scrimmage. And Fresno's blitzing. And you have a wide open receiver, Devin Bass, and he's going to take this to the house. A 70. And has played a lot of snaps this year. Back here at halftime for Modesto Junior College, and it's 27-14, but that doesn't really tell the story. Fresno City was up 27-0. And Modesto hit a big 76-yard throw and catch by Devin Bass. And then on the last possession of the half by Modesto, they were awarded 45 yards in penalties on 3 personal fouls by the Rams. And then Velasquez scrambled around and had enough time to make a 3-egg omelet and found Thompson in the end zone, and we're at 27-14. To go over some statistics in the first half, Dan Velasquez is 6 for 13 for 127 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Devin Bass has 65 yards rushing. Leading receiver is Devin Bass, 3 catches for 99 yards. Jeff Hines had 2 receptions. Penalties for Modesto, they had 7 for 60 yards, 3 of 8 on 3rd down conversion. And one of the keys coming into this game was no turnovers. Well, that has failed. Modesto has 4 turnovers. For Fresno City, quarterback Trey McJunkin is 9 of 14 for 193 yards and 3 touchdowns. They haven't done much rushing, 5 carries for 19 yards. They are 3rd down, they are 2 of 7. But here's the big statistic. 11 penalties for 109 yards in the first half. Time of possession, they lead 16 minutes to Modesto's 14 minutes. Modesto Junior College Football is brought to you by Big Island Movers, your go-to for prompt and professional moving services in Modesto and beyond. And this is the last scoring play from Velasquez to Thompson to get it to 27-14. Modesto Junior College's football again is brought to you by Big Island Movers, your go-to for prompt and professional moving services in Modesto and beyond. American Asphalt, taking care of business for over 30 years in Northern California. Meeting rooms on demand. Great value and rates in the Bay Area and Fresno. Modesto will get the opening kick of the second half. Scores of other games around Northern California: Los Medanos over San Jose 41-7, Sierra over Feather River 43-42, San Mateo over Contra Costa 57-6, Redwoods 33-7 with the win over Foothill, Siskiyous 31-14, Merced over Reedley 28-21, San Francisco over Santa Rosa 54-7, American River with the 38-24 victory over an previously undefeated Sacramento City. And finals from last night in the National Valley Conference: Laney 34-17 over Sequoia, and Diablo Valley College in another league game, they beat De Anza 27-13. Start of the second half, and Modesto with a chance for winners outs. They scored on their last possession of the quarter. A little pooch kick fielded shortly by Deoncio Wright, and he dances around and picks up a couple of yards on the return, and the ball will be spotted on the Modesto 28-yard line. And as we had so many penalties in the first half, we had 18 and now make it 19 as Modesto is penalized on a holding penalty. And instead of having the ball at the 28-yard line, they will start at the 18-yard line. Velasquez, 2 interceptions in the first half, but also had 2 touchdown passes. One to Devin Bass for 76 yards, and a scramble and throw to Thompson. And he almost had his 3rd interception. Taylor running the go route and trying to throw it between the 2 defenders, and Fresno City was not fooled. And they get into the coverage. Number 52, Rigo Carrillo, with the pass defense. He's made a couple of plays tonight. 2nd and 10 for Modesto. Quick out to Jeff Hines. Hits him right square in the hands. Hines had a couple of receptions in the first half. Can't come up with that one. And it'll be 3rd down. Four receivers set for Modesto. Velasquez back to pass. He's looking around, has all day to throw, runs to his left, and He just keeps running, and guys keep going and going and going, and he's got Bass in the middle of the field, and he is tackled at the 43-yard line. And that reminds me to go over the keys of the game for both coaches, and the first one was to keep Velasquez in the pocket. Well, that is the almost identical, except running to his left, that Velasquez just kept the play going. And 3 times tonight he's got big plays. Bass with the run, and he picks up 4. But Coach Caviglia was very earnest in his thoughts about keeping Velasquez in the pocket, handling the Modesto JC tempo offense, and be efficient on offense. For Modesto, Bass and Velasquez for 100. Bass is working on that, no turnovers. Well, Modesto has 4, and avoid the big pass play. Well, that hasn't happened. So the keys are broke, but that means there's still a lot of game left. Bass tries to bounce it outside, but Lavelle Smith, who has 3 sacks on the season and 2 forced fumbles, is able to wrap up on Bass and bring up 3rd and 6. Velasquez just has this innate ability not only to keep the play going, but just have the guts to do it. Most quarterbacks would have probably thrown the ball out of bounds, but he scrambled into his end zone and then looked downfield and found Bass. Bass is over 100 yards receiving tonight. Little screen pass, and that just falls too long for Bass, and Modesto will have to punt. Maybe. Now, to save Modesto has struggled punting the ball tonight would be an understatement. They've had 1 blocked, a couple of other short kicks. It's real important for Johnston here, not only to get off this punt in time, but to flip this field. And the always dangerous P.J. Jones, and that's a good kick, and that's fair caught for, and it'll be spotted on the just this side of the 25 on the 26-yard line. Fresno will take over. Now, Fresno likes to remain balanced on offense, but tonight they haven't mustered much of a running game, only 19 yards rushing, but have picked up some big plays with the passing game, and they'll go with an I formation. You don't see this much nowadays in football, with a tight end, and as we've seen so often, another penalty on Fresno. Well, we appreciate these statistics. Modesto 4 punts with an average of less than 19 yards. Fresno City 3 punts, 41 yards average. That's a lot of lost or gained field position depending on who you're rooting for. Fresno with the tight end, and he releases open in the middle of the field, but McJunkin doesn't see him. Instead hits Velasquez, and he's ruled out of bounds, and it'll be 2nd and 15. And Fresno quickly substitutes to their 4 wide receiver set. And Kai Williams will be offset to the left of McJunkin here on 2nd and 15. And McJunkin steps up in the pocket, and he's wrestled out of bounds by Javon Woods. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 4. And unfortunately haven't seen Rob Luckett come back into the game. He was hurt early in the ball game. The man that controls the center gap defense for the Pirates. Pirates showing blitz. And they come. And it's a 9 route. And it's a great catch by Velasquez. Throws it right over Isaiah Price on the 9 route. And Velasquez showing a poker face, never giving away that the ball was in the air, goes up and grabs it and makes the catch. Little slant and go, and a pretty good coverage, but Velasquez with a great concentration with the catch, and all of a sudden Fresno's in Modesto territory. McJunkin, timing route, and that is complete to Markel Raymond out of Bullard High School. And McJunkin throwing that ball on time on the 12-yard speed cut out route. And Fresno continues to move the ball at will via the air. That balance motto that they've lived by tonight, they haven't run much. They've been very effective throwing the football, picking up big chunks of yardage. Huddleston with the blitz. He's coming free. And McJunkin fell that heat by Huddleston with the hurry. And that pass goes incomplete. And that's the Modesto coaches dialing up a blitz, knowing and seeing the game. Normally, Fresno likes to run the football. But tonight, they haven't had the success. They've continued to show it in throwing the ball on first down. So they dialed up a blitz. And the Rams weren't ready for it. 4 wide receiver set. Once again for the Rams. Kai Williams. And he picks up about 5 yards. We got a little extracurricular activity after the play. But the flags remain in the back pocket of the officials. And it's 3rd and 5. Now, Fresno is already in field goal range. Rios has already made a season-long 44-yarder early in the game, so if you're McJunkin here, you don't want to take a sack. 2 receivers slotted out on both sides of the ball for Fresno City, and a little panic ensues. A little mess up in the cadence, and the left guard moves early. And he is called for the penalty. 3rd and 10 now. And that kind of penalty might have pushed Fresno out of field goal range. 3rd and 10. Huddleston creeping to come off the edge, and he does. And Williams runs right by him and picks up a first down. The coaches from Modesto called the right blitz, but the coaches can only call the plays. The players have to make the plays. And that time, Huddleston, who's been such a great player on defense, comes off the edge, but runs right by Williams, who cuts it up immediately upfield, gets some blocking, and picks up a key first down. You call out the play, and that's frustrating. McJunkin with the 9 route, and that's incomplete. And Huddleston's a kind of competitive player. That one will eat at him, because he's right there. In most of the season, he's made that play. But credit Fresno for a gutsy call of calling the run on 3rd and long and surprising the defense of the Pirates. I'm Chris Babcock. You're watching NorCal Sports TV from Modesto, 27-14. Little fly sweep, and that's well defended by the Pirates. Credit Broderick Medrano for getting upfield and turning that play inside, and the Pirates rallying up for no gain. It's 3rd and 10. Now, the last time the Pirates defense dialed up a blitz and Kai Williams was able to pick up the first down. Be interesting to see here if they play coverage or if they bring guys off the edge. Huddleston showing a gap blitz, and they try to hit the hot receiver, which is Toller, but of no avail, and that'll bring on the field goal team for Fresno. They were showing early blitz, the Pirates. Huddleston came up right up the A gap, and when that happens, you have a hot receiver who is Toller, but the receivers got to get their heads around. Rios, his 3rd field goal attempt of the night. This is a 35-yarder. And that kick is good. So Fresno scores on their first possession of the second half with a 35-yard field goal. And there's their highlight replay of the kick. Big Island Movers is a fully licensed and insured full-service moving company in Modesto. The driving force behind our business is passion behind what we do. At Big Island Movers, we are big on experience, big on value, and huge on service. With over 30 years of moving experience and a wide range of services to meet the ever-changing needs of our clients, Big Island Movers is your go-to for professional prompt moving services. Call us at 209-522-5959, 209-522-5959, or BigIslandMovers.com. Big Island Movers, Kaimana, wanna move ya. Well, Fresno did what they had to do offensively, put together some offense. A key was a 3rd and 11 run by Kai Williams to move the chains, and Bass takes the kick, running a lot to his left, and he ran about 30 yards, but he didn't pick any yards up returning, and the ball will be spotted at the 19-yard line. And more than likely, it was a left return to the bench. The bench is closest at the bottom of your screen, and that kick was away. And sometimes you just got to abort the return and just get up the field. Well, the Pirates will rather take over on their own 14-yard line. Bass with the run, but so often guys just crowding the box. Smith and DJ Morgan, who's been in a lot as a linebacker, more of a DB type, but very athletic and filling the gaps. Velasquez back to pass. Complete to Hickman, and that'll be enough for a first down. And that was a dime thrown on the postage stamp right in the range of Hickman, and that's a first down. Bass breaks one tackle, and he moves in for a 12-yard gain. And that'll be another first down. Fresno was showing blitz that time, and Coach Stivers with the right call. A little inside run to Bass, and the young man with the forward lean picks up the first down for Modesto. little fly sweep action. And Terrell, who fumbled early in the game, but Modesto did recover, picks up 4 on first down. Just another look offensively for the Pirates. Himes comes in the game, 2 receivers on each side. Now he moves into the backfield with Bass. Bass tackled by a plethora of Fresno defenders, and it'll bring up 3rd and 2 as the Pirates get right back up onto the football. Bass had 187 yards rushing, speed option to the left, and Bass can't handle the pitch, and that ball's continued to be fumbled, and Fresno recovers. I believe number 52, Rigo Carello, with the fumble recovery. It was speed option left, and Bass just didn't catch the pitch. Probably looking upfield, might have been a little bit behind him. And Modesto commits their 5th turnover of the game. Yeah, that pitch was a little bit behind him, and Bass, which I understand is his eyes are upfield, and that ball's a little bit behind him. And Fresno, with their 2 tight end set, McJunkin hands it off. And there, that ball stripped and fumbled out of bounds. Isaiah Hilliard, who had a touchdown reception in the first half, takes that run for about 11 yards and picks up another first down for the Rams. And then the Rams immediately substitute and bring in 4 wide receivers, and Kai Williams in for Hilliard. They're going to throw the ball here. McJunkin. And does a simple little dump-off pass to Kai Williams. A simple little 2-yard check down, picks up 6 yards. And McJunkin has been very effective with that tonight. And that can kill a defense because you're so focused on covering the wide receivers and able to pick up those little check down routes. Just a little 5-yard check down over the football. But teaching a quarterback and having him be disciplined enough to throw that pass, and it's so simple, is a credit to the coaching staff of the Rams. Hilliard with a run to his left, and he's going nowhere, and going nowhere with a side of holding penalty with a flag on the field. And 11 penalties for Fresno City in the first half. And Broderick Medrano grabbing his hand. I don't know if he's got a shoulder that got popped out. But he's showing the strains of that last play. Holding penalty, and I believe Coach Stivers will decline this, and it'll bring up 3rd and 10. Now, the last time near the red zone, Fresno had 3rd and 10. Modesto blitzed off the edge, and Coach Caviglia called a run play, and they picked up a first down. We'll see what happens here. That ball was thrown before the wide receiver made his cut out of his break. Brilliant timing by McJunkin to number 18, Malik White, who had a big touchdown reception in the first half. And McJunkin knew he was going to get hit, but he just kept his eyes downfield and threw it on timing and took the hit, and it doesn't feel as bad if you complete that pass for a first down. Hilliard goes nowhere, and the Pirates have done a good job of defending the run, but unfortunately, McJunkin has picked them apart. over the top, intermediate routes, and on their last third down conversion and throwing the ball on time. And people that have never played quarterback don't know how tough that pass is. You're dropping back, throwing to your left, and you got a defender right in your face. And to be able to throw that ball and take that hit shows a lot of moxie. McJunkin sprints right, and he throws a deep in route, and that's an easy touchdown. Second touchdown of the game for Malik White. And he did a good job of pushing up the field and then cutting right underneath the defensive back. And then you'll see White flash into your screen. Moved early. So McJunkin has 11-yard touchdown pass, a 75-yard touchdown pass, a 21-yard touchdown pass, and an 8-yard touchdown pass. And he had 4 touchdown passes last week. So that quarterback is doing a heck of a job for the Rams. Meeting rooms on demand, a unique alternative to hotel conference rooms with rates as low as $40 an hour and seating capacity up to 50. We provide unprecedented value for small businesses. Locations in Fremont, Oakland, Fresno, and Las Vegas. Reach us at meetingroomsondemand.com and tell them you saw this ad on NorCal Sports TV for a 50% discount off your first rental. Great rates and value. Meeting rooms on demand. Well, it appeared at the end of the first half that Modesto had all the momentum. They were trailing 27-0, scored consecutive touchdowns, were down 27-14, but Fresno City has come back to answer as Bass takes that return to the 25-yard line. A Rios 35-yard field goal, and then a 8-yard pass from McJunkin to White. And in the last 2 weeks, McJunkin's got 8 touchdown passes. I don't have a record book for Fresno City, but I don't think too many times they've had back-to-back weeks where a quarterback throwing 4 touchdown passes. That's a great statistic. Bass in motion to the left, fake the screen, a little in-window screen to Thompson, and he does wonders just to pick up 4 yards because Fresno sniffed that one out, and that's been such a frustrating point for Coach Stivers, as Cody James, one of the best cornerbacks around, sniffed out that one. They just really have never got their screen game going, and that's such an important part of their spread offense. And when the screen game isn't going, it puts even more pressure on the young quarterback. 2nd and 7. Velasquez steps up in the pocket, and he's rudely met by number 95, Miguel Marquez, and he gets the sack. And that's keeping Velasquez in the pocket. Dialed up a nice blitz, and Velasquez and company maintained their pass rush lanes and gave Velasquez nowhere to run. 3rd and long, Velasquez waiting, runs to his left, fires over the middle, and that's a cardinal sin. Don't throw late over the middle. And that ball goes incomplete, and it's 4th and 14, and That'll bring on Johnston, who has struggled, is averaging 18 yards a punt on his 4 punts, and one of those was blocked. 37-14 from Modesto Junior College Stadium. I'm Chris Babcock. You're watching NorCal Sports TV. Next week we'll be in Hayward with a matchup against Chabot College. Game will be streamed live here once again. Fresno City will host a always tough Laney College. That punt goes and hits around the 45-yard line, and it is downed by Jason Folia, and Fresno City will take over. And I would foresee going for the juggler right here. Come in with your heavy package offense, but play pass and go deep. See if Karnak can dial that one up. They're definitely in their heavy set. Carter in motion. Junkin back to pass, and he's going deep as predicted, and touchdown. McJunkin to Markel Raymond, and touchdown. McJunkin with his 5th touchdown pass of the game. And if I know it's coming, well, you got to know it's coming. And it wasn't like Modesto didn't practice this all week long. Typically, their first play of scout team this week was a play-action pass with a post over the top. A post is about a 12-yard in cutting to the post in the middle of the field. Almost every practice was opened up with that play. Well, stopping it is another. And McJunkin with that another long touchdown pass, and that is his 5th of the game. McJunkin, 11-yard touchdown pass, 75-yard touchdown pass, 20-yard touchdown pass, an 8-yard touchdown pass, and then that 44-yard strike.
Markel Raymond.
From Junkin to Raymond. Deoncio Wright with the return. Well, yeah, so often this week, we have the ability in preparing for these games to watch the practice film, and time again, the Modesto scout team was throwing that 8 route, which is a post just running right to the middle of the field. Started every practice with it, but it's one thing for the coaches to demonstrate that, and it's another thing of the players embracing that game plan. And as predicted, they're going for the juggler on that last play. Bass picks up the first down. Bass workhorse effort once again tonight, returning kicks. Had a big 76-yard touchdown reception that briefly got Modesto back into the game. But now it's 44-14. That's Cameron Beeman. And a lot of Pirates are getting up slowly. And this is a Fresno City team that had a lot of penalties in the first half. But when you get 5 turnovers, you're going to put yourself in the driver's seat. Beeman scampers for 5, and he's tackled short of the line of gain. It'll be 3rd and short for Modesto. Looking at the closing minute here of the 3rd quarter. And Beeman picks up the first down. Well, when you get 5 turnovers and you throw 5 touchdown passes, no matter what the meat is, that's a recipe for a good meal, a good win. Beeman picks up 3. And Coach Stivers calling a lot of run plays, sensing the situation of the game. Velasquez going deep, and he's got a wide receiver, and in and out of the hands of Michael Thompson. That would have been a 50-yard touchdown pass. Velasquez threw that ball with plenty of air, but Thompson just couldn't quite run underneath it. Throwing this ball at time, great trajectory, but just couldn't finish the play as the frustrations continue to pile up for the Pirates. Third and 7. Velasquez out of the pocket. He'll pick up enough for a first down and drops his shoulders. And he's tackled at the 35-yard line. No quitting Velasquez. And where was Velasquez at the opening game? He was at College of San Mateo, but he was playing slot receiver. He wasn't playing quarterback. But after an injury, he was forced into duty. And normally what happens in Modesto, the quarterback gray shirts for a year, and he learns this style of offense. But Dan, who's a team favorite, is thrust into action, and he continues to grow as the season continues. American Asphalt has been serving Northern California for over 30 years. American Asphalt takes great pride in making every job their best job. If you need help with your shopping center, commercial property, homeowner association, or special project, American Asphalt is the company to partner with. When you contact American Asphalt, tell them you saw this ad on NorCal Sports TV. Please give us a call at 800-541-5559 or reach us at AmericanAsphalt.com. American Asphalt, taking care of business. Big Island Movers appreciate their season-long sponsorship of NorCal Sports TV and Modesto Junior College Football. With over 30 years of moving experience and a wide range of services to meet the ever-changing needs of our clients, Big Island Movers is your go-to for professional prompt moving services. Need to get moved here at the end of the month? Give them a call at 209-522-5959, 209-522-5959, or BigIslandMovers.com. Big Island Movers, Kaimana, wanna move ya. Play action pass, Velasquez over the middle, and he's got a wide receiver, and that is caught for a touchdown by Josh Taylor. As the Pirates get on the scoreboard here the first time in the second half. Taylor with the catch, and he gets into the end zone. Taylor from Velasquez, and pushes the score to 44-21. Scores around Northern California. American River beat a previously undefeated Sac City 38-24. Siskiyou over Butte 31-14. Merced over Reedley 28-21. These are all finals. And no score yet reported from San Joaquin Delta against Chabot. Fresno rushing 26 of 43 for the game, passing though 15 of 24 for 299 yards. No turnovers. 14 penalties for 124 yards. Modesto 41 rushes for 106 yards. Velasquez has passed for 144 yards. But they have 4 turnovers plus a block punt. Little pooch kick, and that ball will be spotted at the, I believe, the 26-yard line, and Fresno will take over. Actually, it's on the 30-yard line. And in the game at quarterback for Fresno City is number 15, Chris Dye. 2 tight end set with a fullback. Little lead play. And Isaiah Hilliard runs for a first down. Ball will be spotted on the 45-yard line. Fresno continues in the I formation. Carter in motion. He'll be a wing set on the left. Little power play. And Hilliard picks up 5. And as an offensive lineman, you love these moments because the other team knows you're going to run the football, try to work the clock. And they need to stop them. And this is where, as an offensive lineman, you dig down deep and maintain your blocks and take pride not letting the guy you're blocking make the tackle. Little muddle huddle for the Rams. Quarterback run off the fake handoff as Chris Dye picks up the first down. And he fakes the inside run, and then Dye cuts it right up the middle and pushes forward, doesn't do a lot of dancing, and moves the chains once again for the Rams. Another quarterback run by Dye. Huddleston wraps him up violently, but Dye picks up 6 yards, maybe 7, and it'll be a second and a long 3. Carter is the wing. Fresno back in that I formation as they reset to a strong right. Little power play as the guard pulls, and Modesto holds them to a 2-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 3. Now with the backup quarterback's ability to run, that gives you a lot of options. Could play pass, can run the bootleg, or just run right at him with the lead play. And they run the power, and they get enough to get the first down. Nice cut upfield that time by Wesley Graves. You know what I really appreciate about Fresno? They've got nice font on their uniforms, and you can read them from a long distance. We've had some games this year where you weren't sure if it was a 3 or an 8 or 29 or 26. Fresno, nice uniforms, big font for the big fella to see from a long ways away. 2 tight end set, Spartan formation, Carter in motion. As a wing to the right. Little play pass. And Dye doesn't see anything but immediately turns upfield. You want to protect that football. I'm sure that's something Coach Caviglia will talk about in films. We've got the lead. You're running upfield. Protect that football. But credit Dye for picking up a big chunk on first down as the clock continues to wind here in Modesto. What's up next week for the Rams? They will host Laney on Saturday night. Modesto will be on the road again as they head to Hayward to play the Gladiators of Chabot. 2 tight end set. Carter resets as a left wing. Little stretch play. And nice cut upfield. And a spin. And he keeps fighting. Wesley Graves, who's got most of the work on this particular drive. And that's a new little wrinkle run play for Fresno City. Runs the stretch play to the left, little area blocking. And what happens there is that 2 offensive linemen will be responsible for a lineman and a linebacker. They'll be working together. So as they work together on the double team, the outside man will come up and get to that next level, and that's what happened on that stretch play. It's called a tandem block. I formation. Graves continues to battle, and he's inside the 5, and the ball spotted at the 3-yard line. Continues with the I formation. The Rams, Carter in motion, resets as a right wing, and they run to the left side, and Graves, and it's a battle of the wills as that ball will be spotted at the 2-yard line, and it'll be 3rd down. Pirate defense trying to hold. Power play. And Graves is met and can't get into the end zone. and he looks like he lost a yard, and it'll be 4th down, and we'll see if Coach Caviglia goes for it or brings in the reliable place kicker. Evan Rios has already had his share of field goals tonight. More than likely he's going to let this clock run down and then call a timeout, and then they'll talk about it. And that's what Coach Caviglia is waiting for the signal, because the play clocks are out here. And as soon as he does the hand count, Coach Caviglia goes to the timeout, runs some clock, going to bring the guys over and make a decision on what they're going to do. Modesto Junior College Football is brought to you by Big Island Movers, American Asphalt, and Meeting Rooms on Demand. Well, the player of the game, unless something miraculously happens, has got to be Trey McJunkin. 5 touchdown passes, no interceptions, and has been very effective. He's throwing the ball short, he's throwing the ball in time, he's throwing the ball over the top. That's 9 touchdown passes for that young man in 2 weeks. That's a season for some folks. That's a career for quarterbacks like me. So, big performance by him. Big fella offense for Fresno City. I formation. I'd imagine a bootleg here. No, inside run. And maybe the better call would have been the bootleg. And he's stopped at the 5-yard line. And Modesto will take over. A tired defense will slowly get off the field. They spent much of the second half on defense. Good penetration that time by the middle of the Modesto defense. 95 yards to score here for the Pirates. Velasquez hands off to Bass, and he's met rudely by Marcus Hawkins, who's made a lot of plays tonight, playing along the line of scrimmage. And he's listed as a linebacker, but more than likely, these guys, a lot of their linebackers are defensive back types because you're playing these spread offenses. And when you have guys that are versatile like Fresno City is, you can play these type of defenses and show various looks. Hand off to Bass, and he picks up a big chunk of yardage, and he'll get the first down, and he's tackled at the 20-yard line. The goal tonight was to get Bass and Velasquez 100 yards each. Bass might be close to that tonight with that run. We'll see. We'll wrap this game up, and we'll have statistics at the end of the game. Velasquez, deep post route. He's got a wide open Michael Thompson. He stops and stutters, and he's going to make it into the end zone. Touchdown on the 75-yard touchdown pass from Velasquez. But then we've got a penalty. Touchdown's good. Oh, sideline warning. The official as he's going up the field. And to say this sideline is treacherous is an understatement. There's several different elevations to get through. And as the official was running up the sideline, he hit one of the coaches. But nevertheless, the Pirates with the touchdown, and we'll see, more than likely see an onside kick. And there's a lot of time left in this game. Thompson from Velasquez for 75 yards. And I don't know how, if you're up by that many points, why you would let a receiver behind you. And I'm sure those are the same discussions that the Fresno City College coaches are going to be asking on Monday. We're up by 3 scores. And how do you let a man behind you? An 80-yard touchdown pass. And the defensive backs for Fresno have played a pretty damn good game. Fell asleep on that one. And Modesto gets the opportunity to score. Now, if they can get a stop here or get an onside kick, I mean, there's plenty of time. And Modesto does have all 3 timeouts left. So we'll see what happens. Bravo with the kick. And we'll see how this is handled. Definitely hands team for Fresno City. No big fellas out there. Well, they kick it deep. And Jones fumbles the ball, but it's recovered by Fresno City. P.J. Jones with the return. Oh, then we've got a push in the chest and an unsportsmanlike conduct on Fresno City College, if I saw that correctly. And it seems there's just not much discipline at times by either one of these squads. And the last 2 plays for Fresno City, the DBs fall asleep. We'll see right, there's the fumble. And then some guys jumping on the pile. And then there's the extracurricular activity. Now, the Fresno guy is going to say, well, he pushed me first. Well, always in football, it's the second guy who gets caught. Oh, it's a penalty on them, penalty on Modesto. All is fair in love and war, and Fresno City will take over. Devin Bass has a 227 yards of total offense tonight. That young man's going to need the ice bath after the game. Double tight end formation. And Isaiah Hilliard will pick up a big chunk on first down. Fresno wants to work this clock, get first downs, and not give the ball back to Modesto. And the play clocks are out, so the back judge will give a hand signal when it's down to 25 seconds. 2 receivers. The bottom of your screen, one up top. And the quarterback on the handoff, Dye, picks up a first down to the 40-yard line. The snap was juggled, but Dye kept control of it and picks up a big first down without throwing the football. But one thing I think the coach would like to not see is his quarterback run out of bounds and stop the clock. But he'll trade that for a first down. The clock does start again once the chains are set. Two tight end set. They're both in motion. Will reset to the left. Carter is a wing. I formation. And the left guard moves early, Shirley. And that'll be a 5-yard penalty. Not the first time he's jumped tonight. But the clock will wind once again. 1st and 15, and if you're Modesto, in the words of the Eagles, it's desperado time. You got to bring guys off the edge and make some plays. As we said, bring off the edge, and Huddleston does that, and he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Another TFL for Robbie Huddleston, and now it is 2nd and 18. And there's a 40-second play clock, which means once that ball is tackled, they'll have 40 seconds to snap it. And timeout Modesto with 2nd and 18. American Red Cross, help people affected by the California wildfires. Your donation enables the Red Cross to prepare for, respond to, and help people recover from these disasters. Call, click, or text to give. Visit redcross.org, call 1-800-RED-CROSS, or text the word CA Wildfires to 90999. Next week we'll be in Hayward for the matchup against Chabot College. Fresno City will host Laney, who is 2-0 in conference and coming off a big win last night over Sequoias, 34-17. 2nd and 18 for Fresno. They're in a passing formation, but I imagine they'll hand it off. Dye fakes the handoff, and he's tackled and picks up 6. And will Modesto call another timeout? No, they'll let the clock continue to run. Would think that they would call a timeout there. Nevertheless, it's 3rd and 13. And if you're going to throw the ball here, you want to do something safe. And if you're going to throw, don't throw it away. Take the sack. I know you don't want to take a sack. If you want to take a sack here, keeps the clock running, force Modesto to take a timeout if you're Fresno. Modesto with the stop, and now they'll call a timeout, and it's 4th down. Good job by Modesto of getting up the gap, and you can see there's a lot of tired Pirates there, but they get the stop, and they give the offense a lot of time to score. Modesto down to 1 timeout, 3 minutes and 14 seconds left in the game. Jeff Hines will drop back deep, and my suggestion, if you're going to line up there, maybe drop another 5 yards deep. Modesto could have the punt block on here, but Souza, one of the best punters, he's got a 40-yard average tonight and 35-plus yard average on the season. One deep back is Jeff Hines, and not much rush, and Hines will call the fair catch, and he played that one perfectly like a center fielder. But we have a flag on the field. We have 2 flags on the field. And more than likely, that's either somebody running out of bounds and not getting back in bounds, or it's a hold on the return. And we'll go to our official, Dan Birch, who's had plenty of work tonight. So that ball was originally spotted at the 30. It'll move back 10 yards, and it'll be spotted on the 20-yard line. Now, the last time they were on the 20-yard line, Michael Thompson got deep past the Fresno City College defensive backfield. I would imagine they're going to play just off a little bit further on this possession. Velasquez all day to throw. Throws all. He's got in the wide receiver wide open, and he can't come up with it. Josh Taylor running free. But Fresno recovers. Well, that ball was in the air and breaks up the pass. Looked to be wide open, but the speed of the safety caught up with him, did a good job. Velasquez steps up in the pocket, off to his left, and he throws a dart that's caught by Josh Taylor, and he picks up about 18 yards, and it'll be a first down as the clock will temporarily stop until the chains are set. Modesto trying to get a quick score here. Velasquez steps up in the pocket. He's got room to run. And he picks up 11 yards for a first down. Pass to Thompson. Should have got out of bounds. I don't know why he didn't get out of bounds. I mean, you pick up the 18 yards, just step out of bounds, the clock stops, and you call a new play. You're not going to beat two defenders there. Don't quite understand that, but nevertheless, Modesto right back on the football. Velasquez spilled to his left, and he's sacked. And who's made so many plays in the box tonight, DJ Morgan with the sack, and Modesto calls the timeout. But when you watch films on Monday, you got to ask receivers, you catch the ball in that situation, you're right by the sideline, get out of bounds. Then that gives you a chance to call a play, stop the clock, and take a little bit more time. But Thompson chose to try to make a play, and I appreciate the passion of trying to make a play, but the sure tackling of Fresno City, your best bet is just to get out of bounds. So Velasquez is sacked, loses 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 17. And Modesto is out of timeouts. And with all these points being scored, there has not been a rushing touchdown. It's all been via the air or field goals. Velasquez throws late over the middle, and that is caught by Thompson, helping out his receiver and coming back, or helping out his quarterback and coming back to the football. And Velasquez just continuing to work his nimble feet. 3rd and 4 here for the Pirates in blue. Oh, that play, nobody was open. Threw it on time, but the safeties dropped back into coverage that time, and it'll be 4th and 4. And it hasn't been a lack of effort or will by the Pirates. They have played hard tonight, but too many turnovers. And giving up too many long pass plays to Fresno City has put them in this deficit. They'd have to score twice and get two two-point plays. And that'll do it for the Pirates off the fingertips of Josh Taylor, and Fresno City will take over on downs. There's Velasquez just working and working and working. And Thompson with the catch. And Fresno will move into their favorite formation, which is the victory formation, anybody's favorite formation. Next week we'll be here on NorCal Sports TV. We'll be traveling to Hayward for a matchup against Chabot. Fresno City will host Laney. Both of those teams are 2-0. So that'll be a big game for a conference title. It's going to probably be just one more snap and they'll be able to run out this game. And that'll be the final snap. So, Fresno City College with the 44-28 victory over Modesto. As we wait to get our final stats, but Carter from McJunket opened the scoring for Fresno City, then a Rios field goal, then White from McJunkin on a 75-yard pass, a Rios field goal, then Hilliard from McJunkin on 21 yards, and then the Pirates' first score was a 76-yard catch and run by Devin Bass from Dan Velasquez. Then Michael Thompson on 11-yard scramble and throw to make it 27-14 as they went to the half. Then the first possession of the third quarter, the Rams drove down and got another field goal by Rios, a 35-yarder, and it was now 30-14. And then White, with his second touchdown reception of 8 yards, pushed the score 37-14 Fresno City. Then McJunkin to Raymond for a 44-yard touchdown pass, made it 44-14. Then the last two scores of the game, Velasquez to Taylor, and then Velasquez to Thompson for 80 yards, and that closed the scoring 44-28. Modesto Junior College Football is brought to you by Big Island Movers, your go-to for prompt and professional moving services in Modesto and beyond. American Asphalt, taking care of business for over 30 years in Northern California. And Meeting Rooms on Demand, great value and rates in the Bay Area and Fresno. And our player of the game, Trey McJunkin, for Fresno City 4 touchdown passes last week and 5 touchdown passes this week. 9 touchdown passes in 2 weeks. Fresno City, a balanced team, but pretty much was, well, all of their scoring except for field goals were touchdown passes. And the same thing for Modesto. The big swing in the game was the turnovers in the first half by Modesto, but credit them for coming back and making this a game, and they'll have to quickly recover from this game, learn from those mistakes, and we'll see how if Rob Luckett is able to, if he's able to return. He was hurt in the first quarter, so that's a key thing to get him back. Some injuries up front in the offensive line, and the Pirates will get to Chabot next Saturday here on NorCal Sports TV. We've got a final score: San Joaquin Delta 35-0 over Chabot. So Chabot is 1-6. The Pirates can't look past them next week. They got to be hungry for a win. Final stats: Trey McJunkin 15-24 for 299 yards and 5 touchdowns. Isaiah Hilliard had 10 carries for 39 yards. Malik White was the leading receiver for Fresno, 4 catches for 98 yards. Fresno only ran for 129 yards. Had 15 penalties for 129 yards. I'm sure that's something Coach Cavilia will want to clean up. For Modesto, Dan Velasquez was 14 of 29 for 322 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Devin Bass had 20 carries for 104 yards. Receiving, Devin Bass had 4 receptions for 123 yards. Michael Thompson, 5 receptions for 126 yards and 2 touchdowns. The key stat of the night: no turnovers. From Modesto Junior College Stadium, where Modesto took the loss to Fresno City College. You've been watching NorCal Sports TV. Thanks to our crew: Daniel Burrell, Joseph Ninez, Rick Stewart, Dion I, and our statistician Darren Souza. I'm Chris Babcock here in Modesto. Good night, and thanks for being on the show.
Not yet, guys. Give me 1 second.